Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the whatever this is. Good morning. It's been a while. I missed you guys. This is the result of the live stream from the main channel, and then this is all crap I've been working on sort of independently. So obviously we're going to have to clean up our stuff before we get going today. So good morning, ITT, first one to comment, but that was yesterday. And good morning, Franco. Good morning, Adam, and good morning, Gerald. How's everyone doing? Long time no see, everyone. Where do I tackle this? Well, I guess I'll show you some stuff I bought from AliExpress. This is a battery vacuum cleaner. It is incredibly crappy, but it was 10 bucks. And what this taught me is that I want a little handheld battery vacuum cleaner. It has a little flappy in there. So I might end up buying one. Good morning, Lock Watcher. Good morning, Johnny Bergdahl. I missed Johnny completely. So yeah, I wouldn't buy this one at all. It does have a lithium battery built in, but it is incredibly shit. But I definitely learned that I want to buy a little handheld vacuum cleaner, so I need to find a better one. But yeah, sometimes you got to buy crap to find out what you really want. This is so useful, like for vacuuming up the little, like your keyboard and stuff. So, oh yeah, and it has a little blower attachment. Might be better as a blower than a vacuum. It's not great as a vacuum, I'll tell you that. It is incredibly cheap. I mean, look, there's a place for a label, and they left the label out. Wonder about modding them. Yeah. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody. All right, let's put this away somewhere. Honestly, this vacuum is probably going to turn into a teardown, and then it'll go on the second channel or something, because it is a crap vacuum cleaner. Just going to keep on cleaning here. Oh boy, so I've done absolutely nothing except for the cat video. And I've taken the last bunch of days off. Yeah, it's a hell of a mess. The thing is that you guys don't even see the worst of it, because this is where I film. So this is the most recent mess. There are years of layers on the other benches all over the place. So yeah, I've decided that I need to come back to streaming to get anything done. If you have been following my GitHub, you will see that I am embarking on a giant project, coding project, which has been nice. I have literally spent days working on the one coding project. So yeah, you guys can follow that over on the GitHub. Got myself a power brick, probably for the channel. It was actually because so we're growing stuff. We are growing vegetables for the summer. So we have some grow lights set up, and I needed a extension cord, and so I ordered one, but it seems like I'll probably be best served with this extension cord down here, because I don't have enough extension cords. Just been out insulated part of your shed for the 3D printers. Very nice. I kind of wish I could move my 3D printers out to a shed, but that's more likely storage will be moved out to a shed and the 3D printers will stay in here. So yeah, but these are really cheap now. So this is a, what is this, 8-tap? So it's an 8-tap power bar from Amazon, but it's got USB ANC power. I'd like to test this out, so I'm gonna probably test that in a video at some point. So there we go. We might do that today, just the USBs part of it, and if we can tear it apart, because I do have the triangle screwdrivers needed to do that. Your desk looks just half that messy. Well, mine is going to be cleaned very soon, but don't forget, like off camera, everything is a complete mess. Oh, and I bought, the mini PC I bought came in. So we might unbox that. But the thing is, to make a video on the mini PC, I need to get some capture footage, and that's just not convenient while you guys are here. Yours is covered in Lego and cereal. Oh yeah, I saw. Didn't you release a Lego video? A video about communicating with a Lego control board? I feel like you've been talking about that project for years now. I think you and I have something in common. Talking about projects for years. Okay, this guy can go be put away. Oh, missed one. Also, I have, so it's tax season. Taxes here in Canada are due at the end of next month. So I only have 2 months to do my taxes. Lego IDE currently controls interface B and an RCX. I don't know what an interface B is, and I don't know what an RCX is. Watch yourselves. I'm just going to tilt the camera a little bit. Look away if you have motion sickness. Whoop. There we go. Yeah. So I have discovered that VS Code, which is my integrated development environment of choice, has a built-in like AI coder. Your autoscooper video was nice. Wonder who will next get you to test something out. Lamborghini? Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks for saying that the autoscooper video was nice, because it only got like 200 views. But the company paid up in full as they promised. We're all good. So it wasn't my favorite video to make, but I mean, there was reasons. There were reasons for that video. Maybe something like tax reasons. Anyways, oh yeah, sorry. As I was saying, so it's tax season. VS Code has like AI coding agents that you don't have to pay for. And so instead of like entering my tax information, like all my purchases and stuff by hand, I got it to code me a like an interface where I just drag my receipt in, type in the details, and it gets automatically saved and tabulated and everything. So it's like I had it make me accounting software. And so far, it seems to be working. The only thing is, I reached my limit. I didn't know there was a limit of how much you could use it in a 24-hour period, but now I've hit the limit for the month. So I have the files, like I own everything. So there's a couple of options here. I can stop using their service and use an add-on. But the thing is, like if I were, like I asked it to make it in Python, and it made it, and I asked it to make a UI, it made a UI. If I were to make something like this by hand, it's not impossible. I think all the concepts are good. It would have taken me a year. So I think now I'll try to refine it a little bit and then I'll be good to go. Had a purpose. I would have liked to have seen it hacked into. I would like to have seen it hacked into a screw or change sorter. Roombas have. Okay. Actually, you know, there's one thing I have actually I didn't mention in the video, and is actually a really good point. The litter box is completely 100% offline. There is no smart app, no phoning home, no nothing. It's like literally it just self-contained and it works. And honestly, that suits my design language so well. That is actually incredible that that it is completely offline. I think that's the greatest thing. I don't know why I didn't mention it. Because that is awesome. In a world where like everything is enshittified, a completely offline, no subscription, no app, no nothing product is actually a really good idea. Hacked Roombas so much that Roomba sold robot platform versions. Interesting. I need to. I see my my lighting arms. Taxes do suck. Yeah, they do. I think it hurts more for me because I don't make a lot of money. And I don't pay taxes throughout the year because I don't make enough money. So that means I have to pay it all at once. And so you can imagine in your bank account, you're like, oh, I'm actually making an okay living. You know, like this is good. This is okay. This is sustainable. And then at the end, you know, next tax season, you have to pay 35% to, well, 35 to 40% of everything you made the year before. And it's like, oh my God, this is not sustainable. I don't have any money. and then it recovers and then you go from there. So that's the double-edged sword of self-employment is you get all, like every dollar that, like, for example, PCBWay sends me goes into my bank account, but then like 35-ish% has to leave all at once. So that's a little bit painful. Managed to get someone to test your IDE on Windows 11 without alterations. Means the same app works on OS X, Linux, and Win 11. The same code, but installation of dependencies need to be sorted. Interesting. iRobot create. Interesting. I'd like, I mean, I don't think it would be that complicated. Now, big air quotes here. I don't think it'd be that complicated to make an open source Roomba, no? The logic that it follows is kind of simple, isn't it? Isn't it mostly like random patterns and then also obstacle avoidance, and it kind of does the same thing every time to avoid every obstacle? Okay, M3 screws. This is for my camera. Let's disconnect these wires. These wires are coming down. Didn't Arduino attempt to make a version of the Roomba chassis? I don't know, did they? So I think what's cool about the Roomba is that there's so many parts available that you can essentially just build your Roomba from scratch, no? Right, this needs to all go into a project box. I don't know if I need to keep this for posterity reasons, but this will all go in some box somewhere. Here, in there you go. This is also the result of me working on the grow lights and stuff. I'll take a picture when the background's not as cluttered. But yeah, we're growing stuff. Mostly like tomatoes and lettuce. What is this? Oh, it's insulation from a wire. All right, let's put these M3s away. And then we can talk a little bit about the eBay purchases that came in. It goes into this. Oh, and I have a very weird physical problem, I guess because I'm old. First of all, I've lost 12 pounds so far. So although I am still a fat ass, I'm not nearly as fat as I was before. 12 pounds out of 215 is still quite a lot. But now I have this weird problem where, like, if my heel, like, let's say I need to draw this. What is this? Is this important? Probably best not to. Commercial invoice. Probably not a good idea. Oh, here's a... £12 today, spent it on 2 roast pork burgers. Oh my God, I'm so hungry. Thanks for that. Okay. So if my... So let's draw a foot here, like this. Okay. So that's a right foot, so I'll have to do it mirrored. Right here, okay? When I lean my body in a certain way, usually like leaning, like my foot's down and I lean forward, or like I bend my knees and lean forward, I feel like there's a thread, like a rope, but it's really thin, like a sewing thread, attached like right there on my heel. And it gets tight. It feels like it's pulling on something there, but only when I lean, like when I lean in certain ways. Like I can bend my knee all the way to my chest, I don't feel it. But if I put my weight forward, like on the toes and my my foot's flat, it feels like this is like tugging on something. Like it feels like I have a needle, like a centimeter long needle stuck in there. So it feels very weird, and I don't know if that's something I need to consult medical about, or it's something that'll go away by itself. Very strange. It's been like a week now, almost. So essentially I'm getting old. Did splurge today and picked up a Egg McMuffin. Very nice. I miss Egg McMuffins. I mean, I'll still eat Egg McMuffins. When I reach my target weight goal, I'll still be like, I'll still be able to eat stuff like that. I just need to eat far less than I do right now. Or than I did, because right now I'm not eating very much. So it's okay to fluctuate. Is this how I am now? Bone spur or heel spur. I sure hope not. Because if it's a bone spur, that means that I have that for life, no? And I don't want that for life. Oh, yes, you're right, Gerald. Good morning. What is that noise? Oh, I understand what that noise is. Good morning, Vitilla Studio. Vitilla Studio. Not building anything yet. Very likely going to be working on a turntable this morning. Just because I'm not sure. Right now we're working on cleaning up the work area so we can work. Very likely going to be working on a turntable. But yes, Gerald, you nailed it. Yes, that's how I feel. Is this me now? Sometimes can be helped with orthotics. Do you have a bone spur? I mean, I'd feel better if someone with it can explain a couple things, or maybe I can bounce a couple things off them. But anyways, I mean, if it's something like that, I'm going to have to speak to a doctor, which actually has become a little bit easier for me because I actually have a family doctor now. However, my family doctor required me to do some stuff and I'm not doing it, so I need to, a little embarrassed about that, about that. I need to do it. Like I'm supposed to be checking my blood pressure every day, but I think it's been a month. Just ask the internet. Yeah, I'm going to ask my good friend Gemini at some point. But it feels, I'm trying to explain, like it feels like it's a thread. You know when you have like a, I don't want to think about this too much because I'm probably going to pass out, but you know when you get a vaccine, it just feels like there's a large foreign object in your arm, like it just feels like stiff, your arm moves, but no, all the time. You finally cut out salt because your doctor keeps telling you. Yeah, doesn't it suck getting old? I'm not cutting out salt because that's my only source of flavor at the moment. But at some point I might have to. No, for me, the sensation is all the time. But I have to bend to feel it. Like right now, standing up straight, I don't feel it. There is nothing right now. But if I like bend over to reach something, it'll do it. And I try to explain the sensation. It hurts, but more than that, it feels like I'm going to snap something. And that's the scary part, as I don't want to, like if it's a tendon or a ligament, if it feels like it's going to snap, and if it snaps, that's surgery, isn't it? Hard, but it gets easier as you go. Potatoes are your weakness. Yeah, God, potatoes are good. I don't have potatoes. I bought some brown rice. Not excited to switch from white rice with chicken broth to brown rice with vegetable broth because I need to watch the cholesterol. But it is what it is. I'm just, I'm just old. Just old. When I hit 200 pounds, I'm going to reward myself with something, which is in 3 pounds worth. So another 3 pounds, and I'm going to have a reward meal. And then the next one at 190. You ended up with surgery. Oh, no. Don't like what I'm hearing. Don't like what I'm hearing. Also, like, about what you said, Gerald, about it being easier as you go on. That's me with eating, because I'm a stress eater, but as I'm lowering the amount that I'm eating, it is becoming easier. They disconnected the Achilles, cleared the bone spur, reattached. Here's my problem though. If I get that surgery done, I can't work during the recovery because I have a physical job. And so I can't put this lightly. I will not be able to afford to not work. So I need to quickly develop my Python coding skills and other coding skills so I can afford to work a different job. So I have like overly worn out my body for work, for a paycheck. And now that wear is coming home to roost, and I won't be able to afford to get it fixed. Good morning. Carnivore is where it's at. Okay. First of all, congratulations on the weight loss. That is a lot of weight loss. I am not going to do carnivore because I need lower cholesterol, and carnivore is high cholesterol. So, congratulations on the weight loss. The weight loss is not easy in any sense of the word. But it's funny because the carnivore diet is very, very similar. Not exactly, but it's similar to the Atkins diet because you go into ketosis, the keto diet. And the ketosis diets have fallen out of favor, and then they were replaced by the carnivore diet. Come on, get in there. There we go. I mean, that's one thing, the barefoot shoes. I think a lot of people wear like running shoes or just, they wear shoes like in the house and everything. And I think that causes some pronation problems. Whereas I don't, like, barely anybody ever wears shoes in the house here in Canada. So I think the problem is mostly reduced. Probably more like a fasting, no carbs, 10 ounces of tuna for lunch, 12 ounces of meat for dinner, protein shake with those meals. The way I've been doing it is I'm still eating whatever I want. So whatever's on the menu, that's what I'm eating. However, the big difference is the portion is way down. And now if I snack in between meals, it's I have the choice of vegetables, fruit, or hard-boiled eggs. And so far, it's been mostly hard-boiled eggs and apples. So that's the way I do it. I also do intermittent fasting because it really works for me. So generally, I don't eat breakfast at all. I've not often eaten breakfast. It's only when I went to work. I used to get an Egg McMuffin with my coffee on the way into work. But now I don't do that anymore. I switched my McDonald's coffees. This is the saddest part. McDonald's coffees was the entire reason for me to get out of the house. I didn't want to, you know, I was like, if I get out of the house and go to work, my reward is I get a McDonald's coffee. But now the McDonald's coffee, which used to be 2 cream, 2 sugar, is now 4 sweetener. No cream. So no calories on that. And then I eat lunch and dinner. Lunch, like for example, we make tacos very often in this household. So I used to have one like big taco, like a 12-inch tortilla. Well, it was a burrito. I made a burrito. Now I make one of the smaller, the small burritos. So portion is reduced, and then in between meals, if I want to eat, then I eat, you know, an apple or 2 or 3 or whatever, or a pair of boiled eggs. That's basically it. How's it going, Linus HSD? Are you one of the 2 Linuses that I know? Linus Tech or Linus Torvalds? All right, so for the AliExpress purchases, I bought a mini PC. This, I believe, was a pricing error. So this is probably going to end up being my Linux development PC, just so I can keep everything separate, and then I can SSH into it with my main computer and code from it. So this is probably going to be my Linux PC. So this is a so it's a Pinova. No, sorry. What's the brand? I don't remember the brand. I have to look it up. Anyways, the model is Pinova E3B. It has 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of NVMe SSD, US power adapter, and this was 300 Canadian dollars, including shipping and everything. Let me just check here. I don't recognize the logo. So I got this on AliExpress. You have to watch on AliExpress, there's a lot of good deals, but when you click onto them, they don't have SSD or RAM. If you add the SSD and RAM, it like increases the price big time. So my orders, Ace Magic. So Ace Magic Pinova. So this is a Ryzen 5 7430U, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig hard drive. So what we can do is we can film the unboxing of this. We're going to tear it apart to look inside to confirm that it's got the hardware it's got. And it has very shit RAM. 16 gig DDR4, 2666 megahertz. This says it has Camry. This is a Camry PC. Whatever, doesn't matter. So we can do that, but the rest for like capturing this stuff and running Cinebench or whatever, I'm going to do that off camera so I can use the capture card. The other thing is this is for the Dan Fixes Cars channel. This is a car scanner. It's a dongle. However, this is the dongle that I found with the highest level of access to your car for the least amount of cost, and also it does all makes and models, and it has lifetime updates. So this is a big deal for me, because this, with discounts and everything on AliExpress, I think it was 80 bucks Canadian, which is not a lot. Give me a second. Sorry, my neighbor got my Amazon package and he's texting me. Okay, there we go. We hacking auto kill switch. Reverse engineering stuff. What do you mean auto kill switch in new cars? Do you mean the auto start stop? I would never, because I'm a professional mechanic by trade, I'll tell you, I would never disable features that are there from the factory to circumvent emission systems. I would never do that. That's illegal. I wouldn't do that. However, in theory, if someone had reached out to me and asked me to find them a solution to turn off the traction control every time they turn on their vehicle, in theory, I would be able to do that. So yeah, that was interesting. There's a new kill switch in 2026 vehicles. I'll have to look into that. I can't say yes or no. I haven't heard anything about it, but if you give me some keywords to look up, I can look it up at some point. Here, okay, so this cost me $72.32. So I believe this is the cheapest fully featured way to access all cars data, and with free updates and like no cost, no reoccurring costs. So yeah, under 80 bucks Canadian. So that means like what's 76? What's $76? Let me check. 76 CAD to USD. That's 56 US dollars. That is nothing. 56 US dollars. So, yeah. Essentially, I believe this is going to be the cheapest way into a lot of the stuff. So, oh yeah, and I bought another RP 2040 Zero because I was shopping on AliExpress and they said, yeah, it seems too cheap. That's why I'm going to check it, and it's going to go onto my Dan Fixes Cars YouTube channel. So I was shopping on AliExpress and it said if I add another $2 item, I'll get the next coupon level. So this was a $2 and something cent item, and the coupon was like an extra $5 off. So I essentially got this for free and a few dollars off my other orders. So always got to check AliExpress. Sometimes you get something for free just by the nature of the discount system. So you gotta watch that. Never leave money on the table. Let's see, where is my Nano stash or my RP stash? Over here. It is a 2040. Yes. So I'm actually excited to test out this thing because I kind of wanted one for work anyways. So I might as well do a video on it. I have a few scanners here that do very basic stuff, but I want the bidirectional scanning. So I checked, so this was 76 on AliExpress with discounts. You can get it on Amazon here for 140. So I basically got it half price, and this is the eDiag Elite. All right, so let's do a video on this. Let me just check. Okay, battery is, shit, oh, why? Oh, this is on auto mode. Okay. I messed with my settings here. Not a good sign. While I was taking video. First of all, okay, SD card is in. So this, we need to switch this to manual mode or aperture priority. Look how often I turn this dial. Okay, manual mode on. Live view. Okay, that's much better. I have to find the hole again. There we go. Looking up that unit, if it does what they say, absolute bargain, yes. How's it going, Jackie? You like Newark Electronics or DigiKey? For what? For just buying parts? I like turtles. All right, so this, let me swap out the battery. And then we'll be good to go. Let me just double check how much I actually ended up paying. For this thing, and converting it to US dollar dues. Okay. So how much did I pay for this? That was $300.19 Kanakistan. So let's just, so for USD, 221.05, so 220 bucks US. Electronic Gold Mine is another great site for surplus style electronics. Oops, didn't mean to shift click that. Interesting. Where are they at? I mean, I'm assuming they are American. Where are they? Where do they ship from? $50 minimum order to all foreign countries except Canada. Yeah, okay. So, sadly, Sadly, I don't think I can use it. Point, point. Oh well. Maybe in another life. Could be useful for my viewers though. Fun place though. Where's my knife? Oh, my knife's upstairs. God damn it. Be right back. Well, you guys are coming with me, so you guys won't be missing anything. Alrighty then. Okay, so here it goes. Oh, microphones. I just saw Franco, which means we need the microphones. That would have been embarrassing, huh? Good morning, Franco. How are you? By the way, it's nice to see you all here. It's been a while since the live stream. My lav mic is not sitting very well. Whatever, it should be fine. All right. Like so. All right, that should be good. I have bought what I believe to be the best bang for the buck mini PC you can get in these trying times. All the specs I'll put over here, but the gist of it is that this is a couple generations old processor. But when I say a couple generations, I do mean only a few. And so it's still quite capable in today's landscape. And especially with RAM and storage pricing the way it is, this thing is an absolute steal. This cost me as much as the RAM alone would have cost me to buy. So this, you get a whole mini PC for that price. Now, I plan on doing a lot of stuff with this mini PC, but the first thing we have to do is to check out if it actually meets the specifications outlined on AliExpress, because that's where this came from. And there will be a link to this PC and a couple of mini PCs that are still a decent deal, but not specifically this listing, because the seller took down this listing as soon as I ordered it, because I believe this was a pricing error. So with the AliExpress coupons and everything, it ended up being very inexpensive, but you can still get this for a pretty damn good deal. So this is from Ace Magic. This very Apple-like unboxing here. Let's take a look. Now I know these mini PCs are small, but I've never actually owned one. So user manual, probably telling you to plug it into the wall and stuff like that. Here is the PC itself. All these little tabs to pull. Oh, I didn't do it in order. Maybe I should have followed the instructions, huh? So there we go. Kind of a weighty little unit. Let's see what we have in terms of I/O. USB Type-C, USB Type or USB 3, two of them. It doesn't say the speed though. USB-C and 3 can be all sorts of different speeds. Audio jack, power button. On the back, for faster setup, avoid LAN initially. Connecting might trigger long updates, delaying desktop access. Oh yeah, this ships with Windows 11. I'm not sure if it's 11 Pro or what, but yeah, Windows 11 connected to the internet is cancerous. You do definitely want to scrap a whole bunch of the spyware during the setup process. So that's really cool that they add this little warning label there. I like it. I approve. We've got 4 USB-Cs Type A on the back, DisplayPort and an HDMI connector. Don't know the speeds and don't know the speeds of the LAN. It doesn't matter. For the price, this thing was pretty nice. So we're going to put this to the side and check what else is in the box. Okay. So we've got power adapter. So let's see here. Okay, no power cable. Hopefully it's in that other box there. But this is 65 watts, so 19 volts, standard sort of laptop power supply with barrel jack. Yeah, 3.42 amps, 65 watts. So that is going to be the total maximum power we can pull from the wall, because that's all that this can provide. This seems like a very generic unit. It doesn't feel very dense, so I'm not sure this is the highest quality power supply, but as long as it does the job, it's kind of like all we're expecting here. Really wish, though, it was a GaN technology USB Type-C PD, but it is what it is. So here is my power cable. So it has the little Mickey Mouse ears there for this end. And we've got is this DP or HDMI? This HDMI cable. Probably a very short one, because these mini PCs are meant to be attached to the back of your monitor. Yeah, this is just about 3 feet, I would say. 1 meter. And then, oh, just as I was saying, this is a VESA mount. So you would attach this to the back of your monitor, and then you'd have some hardware, yeah, right there, to attach the PC to the bracket. So yeah, this is meant to mount on the back of your monitor. And is there a product key for Windows? No, it's going to be hardware activated. Ooh, good to note. This thing has excellent performance, apparently. Also, pretty interesting, this is a AceMagic PC, but the brand down here is Camry. So Camry is something you can get on Amazon locally, and so is AceMagic. So I don't know if they're just the same company or one OEM's the other. But as I can see here, the specs are right on the sticker. 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs SSD, and then here the Ryzen 5 7430U. Great. And we are definitely going to peel into this and check what kind of RAM we have in here and what kind of SSD. And this is the hardware for mounting it to your monitor. So very simple. Let's clean this up and open this guy up. All right. Using some Lenovo micro desktops, i7 16 gig, 1 terabyte SSD, Windows 11, Wi-Fi, eBay, $216. That's just about the price of this. That's pretty cool. All the mini PCs are basically laptop boxes. Yep. You live in North Dakota. Apparently we are a big target with all those silos. Okay. Oh, military target. Use your Geiger counter to check stuff you buy from China. Sometimes the factories have radioactive material in them. Oh, interesting. Like the idea of the fake Geiger counter, at least thrift stores to get a discount. Wow. I got an external monitor for your laptop. The monitor is nice. The cable they provided was awful. Yeah. Yeah, disassemble time. I'm just going to put this stuff to the side. A faked Geiger counter. Beeping LEDs. I could make that. I don't think that'd be difficult because the 555 timer, like a chirp, like click, there's like projects to get like clicking noises, very similar to Geiger counters. And in fact, I know people in the filming communities, they would love props like that. So maybe. Maybe, definitely maybe. I need someone to be volunteer to have access to my ideas document, and they can add the ideas as we talk about them. But whoever does it would have to be okay with getting paid a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to pay you, but I don't know, maybe some anonymous way to pay, like Amazon gift cards or something. So you guys can work that out amongst yourselves and figure out who wants to be tribute. It has to be someone that's here most of the time. We'll have to work out something. Okay, so let's see. Is there instructions on opening? No. No. So I'm just going to have to assume I think I feel a screw hole here. Hang on here. So there's a heat sink here. You can see right through it, right? There's a grill here. You can see right through it at certain angles too. Right there, right there. However, this is a fan grill. There's no fan. So I don't know if this is just a fresh air intake. But anyways, let's figure out how to take this apart. I don't want to break it. It's my new mini PC. There's also grill holes here. Oh, sorry. Uh, 5090. If this USB-C is Thunderbolt, then you would put a Thunderbolt adapter. Yeah, it's probably under the feet. Well, I guess we're just going to do it live. I mean, there's no... Let me save you some bother. This mini PC manual is very useless. If you've ever connected a computer to a monitor in your life, this thing is not useful for you. I was looking to how to open this, and that is not included in the manual. So I'm not sure if they intend for the user to ever be able to open this or not, but in my mind, it's a PC. It needs to be opened, and sure enough, there are screws underneath the pads here. And that is not cool because, look, the sticker came off. So, yeah, less good. I'm thinking this thing needs to be upgradable. And if it's not like easily openable, I worry that underneath here is going to be soldered RAM and soldered drive. And it kind of worries me because I can see it right on the sticker here. That means they're not really customizing these things. So that means maybe everything is soldered down. I surely hope not. And I don't think these will go back together very nicely either. However, this is my machine, and I bought it to do work stuff, so I'm going to take it apart. So I'm going to keep recording this part, but I'm not going to voice it over. I might just fast forward it in the video. Oh yeah, this is not ideal for removal. Project Alice? Nope, never heard of it. So 2 of them came off with the double-sided tape. 2 of them did not. Oh my God. Not a good experience. Okay. All 4 screws are off the bottom now. Not a good experience. Some of it tore. 2 of them came out with the other stuff. So my worry is I feel like there is probably a screw under this here, under this label, but I do see an area here to pry on. So let's see. So I am starting to worry that this is indeed another screw hole, because it seems to be getting tighter as I come closer this way. So yeah, I do believe. Oh, no, we got it. So it came all the way off. So there is no screw behind there, just a weirdly applied label. But now this requires more screws. So here we go into more disassembly. Nice metal plate though. Plate is out. So what do we have here? So we've got single stick of RAM. Question is, oh, there we go. Oh, boy. It has a thermal pad underneath. Okay. This is Qianxing, 16 gigs of essentially the slowest DDR4 you can get, 2666. So I am not complaining that this is slow RAM because of the era that we're in and the price I paid for this. I was thinking that it would have been, you know, an accidental listing, and then I would have got essentially no RAM with it, because that would be about equivalent to the price that I've seen for no RAM systems. And for our SSD, it is an AirDisk SATA. Uh-oh. It's a 512 gig SATA SSD. This is not NVMe. This is SATA. Very interesting. I don't know. I see beside here, actually, this says PCIe plus SATA for the other slot. So it's very possible that these slots accept both. But this being a SATA SSD is surprising to me, because the price differential is like almost nothing. So pretty incredible that they've done this in SATA. So really, you're not going to get blazing fast speeds, but still plenty for running an operating system. It's just that if you do things like video editing, which you could do on these Ryzen processors, it might slow you down a little bit. Let's see if this will come out now. Probably will be a little bit harder to remove than I'm willing to do, but I want to see if there's a fan in there, because on the bottom, although there is a intake hole, there is no fan. I don't see any other screws, unless it was underneath the thermal pads here. But that is weird that it's heat sinking to the back of the CPU, or the APU I should call it, because it has a graphics card built in. That it's heat sinking the RAM to the APU. So it must be that the APU has a fan. This isn't, it isn't happily sliding out. It has a power connector here and here, but that needs to come out of the case before it slides out. Oh, okay. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but it looks like the power button is staked in. Looks like there is like plastic rivets. I'll see if I can get you a better shot of that, but I don't think you can slide this out with the way that the power connector is, because it doesn't look like it disconnects. I'll have to take a closer look. Okay. Let's see. How's it going, a fish guy? Removable drive, yeah, not too bad. Not soldered, yep, very good. Removable RAM and storage. Is there a fan in there? Don't know. Would like to know. Probably is, but can't tell for sure. I almost feel like this top should snap off of here, but there could be screws down further. OS, better give it your government ID. I mean, they can pass laws all they want. First of all, those laws are in the States. They don't apply in Canada. And they can pass laws all that they want to, but there'll always be a script to override it or to pass whatever data. 1 terabyte SATA SSD for $75. Have you checked recently? Because the prices have increased big time. So anyways, this is what I'm talking about here. That power switch. Do you see here? It's like melted in there. Like right there. There, and there's 2 more on the sides. Like, I don't know if this... Oh, it might actually come out. It smells like electronics. I don't know if this is removable any further. Okay, folks, let's do it this way. I can't find a way to get it out easily. I can stretch the case maybe and try to yank it out, but I'll leave it in your hands. If I get enough comments in the description below that wants me to tear this down any further, then I will do it. If not, then we can just move on with this video. How do you like that? Now people have to comment. And if they don't comment, that means they don't care. Put it in their hands. Uh-oh, did this not line up? Uh-oh. This may not go back together. So surely it was designed to come apart up to the point of these screws, but after that, I don't know. May not have been intended to come out. Okay, it seems to be threading in. I'm going to thread them all in a little bit. I'm recording on the main camera. No, steel plate goes after, I'm pretty sure. I think so. Does it? No, you're right. It should be steel plate. Because these screws are for the outer case. Yeah, steel plate first. So pretty interesting, there's single channel of 16 gig DDR4. Because that can be easily upgraded. Like that is not an issue. Goes this way, yeah. Yeah, Franco's fault. Oh. Inash George. How's it going? We're just tearing apart a mini PC that I bought for incredibly inexpensive. I paid 200, I don't know where you are, but $300 Canadian, 220 American for this. Okay, now is this clocked a certain way? I don't know why, but the fact that the screw holes are not centered in the foot pad holes bothers me. Okay, and this is a disaster because they're not going to be centered. These, yeah, they go into the mounting plate that came with it. All right, so overall, this came apart pretty easily. It went back together pretty easily. I'm happy it doesn't have soldered RAM, soldered SSD. Unhappy that it does not have an NVMe drive. I understand we're pinching pennies here, but I would have, if they would have given me $1 more option to get an NVMe drive, I would have paid it. Also, not happy that the screw holes are underneath these pads and they don't come off very easily. So not a fan of that, but overall happy with the construction and design. We're going to find out if there's a fan when we're going to plug this in, and that is the next step, plugging it in. All right, so that I'm going to have to do later because I need my capture, which means I need my OBS, which is now recording there. Essentially, the goal with this is that I can plug all my instruments in it, and then you guys will have extra stuff to see on your screen. So that's that. Or it's going to be a Linux environment, or I'll buy another one for Linux. I don't know. We'll see. But that is that. So next thing on the list is this guy. So we're going to unbox this guy. But this is even worse because the setup for this is on your phone. So I'm going to just do the unbox. We're going to do the unbox and then basically I'm going to go get coffee and then we can work on something else. How's that sound? Today we're taking a look at the King Bolin eDiag Elite. Now, if I am correct about this, this is the cheapest way to get bidirectional controls, lifetime updates, and not be locked into just one car. The Autel version of this, the MaxiScan, is also lifetime updates, but only for one model of car, only for one make of car. And this household is a Honda household at the moment. However, I do work on lots of different vehicles. I do want the option to scan my family's cars, my friends' cars, and my clients' cars. So first things first, nice little case. It's actually a semi-rigid case, and here is the dongle itself. So don't like the fact that this is that big. It's kind of bulky, but you could just get an OBD2 extension for this. It does seem to have an LED there, which is good, which will be our status indicator. It has all the pins. Whether or not all of those pins are connected is something we're going to have to see. And then we have the serial number and the activation code, and you're supposed to scan that to activate. There's a lot of instructions here, so I'm gonna have to do the process on my phone, and I will get back to you once that is done. So that's as far as we can get now. Let's see. Just gonna I think your clutch is about to fail as it stinks. Yeah, the clutch is not cool. Let me see here. Just give me one moment here. Okay, hang on a sec. Just dealing with something here. Do I have to register an account? How the hell do you... Just says scan to activate. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I think I've activated it. Because I have to do that before the video goes. Put a new vinyl on top of your Chevy this summer. Good luck. All right, so that's done. Activated. I have to go outside actually to do the rest of the recording, sadly. So that's all done. So now I'm gonna go get coffee, and then we're gonna settle in and do something. How's that sound? Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. All right. I will be right back, folks. I'm back. I didn't mean to sound disingenuous. I was saying it's not a fun job to do. Like, more of a better you than me. That kind of thing. Because it's very detail-oriented. You got to make sure it lays down properly. And if you bought like an aftermarket one, then they almost never fit quite right. I don't know if they still make new old stock ones, but they almost never fit quite right. You know what I mean? Alrighty, I think we're good. Few people do it anymore, yeah. Yep, that's a product of it being old, because you have a classic Chev, don't you? I don't even know how much battery is left in this thing. Let's see. Not a lot, so we're going to let it charge. It has 2 bars. Okay, so what do we do next? That is a good questione. I should be doing a PCBWay video, but we're just getting back into it. So let's see where we were at. Oh my God. Oh, meant to show you guys. Oh, hang on, got a Discord message. Oh. Don't you just hate that Discord doesn't... I have no idea. Anyways, I've muted some Discord servers, but they just keep sending me stuff anyways. Here's a project I've done. Only a half top. Here's a project I've done for my grow lights, which will probably be used for the C3P grow, this thing, when we make that video. So yeah, here it is. It's essentially, this clamps onto an aluminum bar. I think it's a 3/4, yeah, it's a 3/4 inch aluminum round bar. So this clamps onto it, and then another 3/4 inch aluminum bar comes out this way, aluminum pipe, I should say. So this was version 1. This was the prototype. So this was printed in PLA Plus, and I had a little bit of issues. This hole being a little bit too big. So this is a jack screw, so that when your bar's coming out here, you put a little bit of pressure on the front, and it lifts the bar a bit and compensates for the sag. So anyways, I had a little bit of problems with this jack screw coming out. See, this one is coming out. So on the second version, I lengthened this. I made the screw hole a little bit smaller, and I also put a little bit of super glue in there. And I printed it out of ASA, which is a UV stable, very strong material, much stronger than PLA. And it is doing really well right now. So that is actually being used right now, and it won't creep over time, which is good. So yeah. So that's something I made the other day, and you may have seen at the beginning of this stream that I had a 3D printed knob. So Wait. What were these used for? Oh, yeah, this was version 1. Ah, yeah, I forgot all about that. So here's version 1 of that design. So I was using dowels because they're cheaper. But the deal is I didn't want to leave the house and go get some new dowels. So essentially, these are feet. So that's a foot. And then this is like a mechanism to hold the feet in. And I made little handles for them. So that was actually version 1. So this is version 2 using aluminum. And yeah, so I had designed these pieces and then I had restarted. So essentially, you can make it work with dowels, but I decided instead of going out and buying more dowels, I'll just use the aluminum tubes I have. And yeah, good to go. Wooden CNC, not out of the realm of possibility, but I have aluminum tubes. So I'll probably just use those instead. So, but anyways, this was all FreeCAD. And FreeCAD is a little bit more restrictive than I would like. So I really need to learn more. Because like, for example, this surface, you can't sketch a drawing on this surface. You can't like put a feature on the surface. So what I did is I extruded a feature out from the bottom, and then because that was a flat surface, I made the feature. So I need to essentially work on my FreeCAD skills, but you know, I'm working on everything. Has anybody gone to check out my any Python aficionados? Go to check out my VS Code on my GitHub. Been working a lot on that. Okay, so I don't actually know where we're at. To be fair, today might be an early end. Just because I haven't been at this for a while. So I might be a little bit rusty. Okay, let's see what we've designed so far. Motor base. N20. Oh, that's what we're designing, a holder for the N20 motor. Bearing pin, and then we have a base. Yeah, okay. Okay, I remember where we're at, kinda. We need to change some tolerances. I do remember a little bit. Oh, we don't need this anymore. Or this. So I don't know. I don't know if I feel like CNC, like CADing. Just released a new YouTube live integration for Home Assistant the other day. Notifies you when Simple Electronics starts a stream. You should make it so that it notifies everyone when I start the stream. So anybody who uses the library can set it for whatever, but it also tells them when I go live. I'm not gonna lie, folks, I'm not feeling this. I don't want to do this. So what do we do? I am open to taking suggestions on what we do. I'm listening. Because I don't feel like doing CAD right now. I mean, I've got a shop full of stuff, so nothing is a definite no. Anybody have any ideas? We can do some boot.dev if you guys want. I'm just not feeling like jumping into this project that I haven't touched in over a month. And I'm not 100% sure how I feel about jumping into this. clean the shop video. I'm not doing that. There is such a mix in here of like stuff that you guys aren't allowed to see. Like there's all my tax files everywhere, and this is like, it is my workshop, but it's unfortunately I live in my workshop, so I just do way too much here. Another nap would be nice. I could go for a nap right now. I mean, we could do anything. Anything. Kind of anything. There are videos I should work on for another time. Let me see if I can get my bone spur acting up. No, that's okay like that. If I bend my knee a bit. No. The way I was doing it there didn't affect it. Nap sounds good. Yeah, God, I could use a nap. I am so tired. Let's disassemble this while I talk, and I'll put this all back in stock. Because essentially, I'm going to recover. This is the cool part about doing your holes a little bit too small, is you can recover all your hardware. So this will all go into the scrap pile. These guys will be recovered too. Could dig into the desk surface and find something to talk about. I mean, I'm not seeing anything specific. I guess we need here. I know I'm supposed to be entertaining you guys. I'm doing a shit job of that, but it's my first day back. Come on. I can show you my the Python I've been working on. Been using AI, but not in the way you think. I've been using AI to help me break the project down into small pieces. And so the AI says, okay, next step towards achieving your goal is to do this. And it tells me. And then I have to go figure out how to do that. So I'm using non-AI resources only to satisfy the conditions set by the AI, essentially. And then when I code, when I'm done my code, the AI critiques my code. It's like, why did you choose to do that? And it's like, oh, this is my reasoning. And it says, your reasoning is good or bad, and here's the reason why. So essentially trying to learn coding as much as I can. Yeah, these things were really not in there deep enough, huh? Nope, still need this. Also, can we talk about how expensive wooden dowels have gotten? They used to be like essentially throwaway items. Like the only reason I have so much is because I needed one for a project, and I was like, oh, I might as well get 2 or 3. But now I've been using them up, and now they're all gone. Now I have to buy them. Now they're like $6 or $7 each. Is that crazy? What's happened? As far as I know, they're just made out of the scrap that nobody wants to use anyway. Mind you, I believe they are hardwood. So there's that. There we go. Oh yeah, also, yesterday, I apologize for that, for not being here, but I slept like 2 hours, and then I was awake all night overnight, and then I slept 2 hours until it was time to get ready for stream, and I was like, I am in no shape for streaming. I'm barely in shape for streaming now, so I had to cancel the stream or reschedule it to today. That was pretty shit. Felt like ass. So I decided to not stream. Come on. There we go. No worries about yesterday. Good. You know what? I think I'm going to say once I'm done removing these, I'm going to take the rest of the morning off. I might play with that mini PC because I do need my capture equipment for that. So I might do some of that. And I might start editing up some videos that are in the queue until lunchtime, because that's essentially, since I don't eat in the mornings, I typically, my big deal is I just wait for lunch. Lunch is the best time. Probably why ITT was confused. Yeah, ITT came to the correct stream, but I scheduled it for the next day, like late at night. To get these out, I'm gonna have to go get a different screw. So I'll put these over here. So I'll recover 5, because these are M4s. 5 of these. Look at all this wasted plastic. Okay, so that's it for me then. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Likely going to be back tomorrow, but we're going to have a filming plan, a plan of attack for filming. Because the point of doing these streams is to be productive, but I think I have to ease into it. So thank you everyone for being here. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with more entertaining stuff, and then we'll do more stuff. If you have suggestions, there's a form in the description. There should be a form in the description to comment suggestions. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being here. I will see you on the next one. Bye.